Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another Etheria restart video, and today I'm doing my day one guide for the launch of Etheria Restart. Where should your account be at the end of day one? How should you get there? Where should you spend your energy? Those are the things we're going to talk about in this video. And just as a way of leading things off, your account should be at about account level 17 at the end of day one. In terms of progressing through the game, and this will make more sense in a second if you're new, at the end of day one, you should be at about account level 17, and you should be capable of beating about hard 2 on both Terramaton and Doki Doki. This is about as good as I could do in the beta with my playthroughs, whether I was free to play or a spender. You're going to be farming hard level stages for Doki Doki and Terramaton, building up your gear a little bit so you can push into day 2. Now, how do you get there? That's the question, and that's what I'm going to go over. Look, we have to start with I'm going to call it the elephant in the room or whatever. It's really not controversial for this game. You spend primo gems or whatever you want to call them. In this game, they are called hydra crystals. You spend those to refresh your energy. And for the first 4 to 5 days of this game, you are going to want to max refresh your energy with these things. And I know people are going to come in here from other games and be like, no, you should save those for a pull. You absolutely should sacrifice a 10 pull a day to refresh your energy. Otherwise, you will be woefully behind and you will waste weeks of playing this game, farming gear and getting drops that are just not usable at the end game. This is a game where you refresh your energy regardless of your spinning level. That's going to cost you 990 premium gems every single day, but you absolutely should do it. Now, we'll move on from there. Okay, so your main focus, look, after you get through the tutorial, you do your first tutorial 10 pull, you get your Leon, you're going to be wanting to do some summons. So this isn't a summoning guide video. I have my own one of those, but the TLDR is you're going to be really tempted to go in here and do your select summon right off the bat. You should wait on this. You should either wait till the end of day 1 or day 2, or some people are suggesting waiting up to 2 weeks to do this because you'll get an SSR summon ticket after 2 weeks of playing. I don't suggest that. That's a long time. But make sure you're getting at least one other SSR character on your account before you come in here and select summon. Wait and see what your account needs for as long as you can stomach it before you come here and do your targeted summon. If you're summoning for Freya, you can immediately start going for that. I don't recommend summoning for Messiah, and I have a whole video about pulling strategies on day 1. But the quick and dirty here is don't immediately go to the select summon. Do more summons first. It only costs 40 to do your select summon pity. You get a ton of pulls by clearing content in this game, and that's part of what the point of this guide video is. So get yourself at least 1 or 2 other SSRs before you go select SSR and use that to fill a hole in your account. That's the joy there. Okay, now in terms of what you should be focusing on when you're playing the game, your main focus is going to be pushing through the main quest, the main story. However, as you push through here, you're going to hit those dreaded level gaps, right? Where it's hold on now, you can't do, and I wrote some of them down, you can't do chapter 5 until you're account level 10. And so at that point, you need to figure out, where do I spend my energy? How do I efficiently get my account to level 10 and not fall behind? There's several places you're going to want to look. Place 1 is the hyperlink charter. This is 5 different categories of quests that you just come in here and just do what it says. If it tells you to do something on here, you are not wasting your energy by doing it. And the rewards are insane. There's account level up materials, which you'll get used to using. And there's a ton of pulls. There's a ton of premium gems in here. You want to be focusing on your hyperlink charter whenever you can't be pushing the main story content. Another important place to make sure you're looking is the 7-day step up thing here. Look, you get new missions every day for 7 days. If you complete all these missions, you immediately get Lingluo, one of the best healers in the game, probably the actual best healer in the game. So it's a great free prize, and you're getting nice prizes along the way, including, again, more pulls. So focus on the 7-day commissions and the hyperlink charter first when you just need to be getting some account levels. So just come in here and it'll say hey, make sure you deploy Leon to defeat hard shadow runner 1 time. All right, great. Now, speaking of some of these other places you could farm, you're going to get this stuff done. Also, as you're leveling up your account, other parts of this game are going to open up. Animus EXP will open up at some point. Make sure you are constantly getting your first clears done, because these first clears come with great prizes like more pulls, account EXP, things like that. Premium gems, another pull. You're going to be flooded with pulls and flooded with premium gems every day. Just again, make sure if you're pulling with your premium gems, which you absolutely can do, make sure you have 960, yeah, that's what it is, 960 to spend on energy refreshes to get your account to that account level 17. So hyperlink charter, focus on that. 7-day quest, focus on that. And first time clears, focus on that. Now, if you're just doing all those things, you're gonna have no problem getting through chapter 4. However, the first point where I hit a hiccup was chapter 5. Like getting my account to level 10 for chapter 5. So I wrote down what I did here. To get to chapter 5, I liked to farm Animus EXP in the background. In fact, as soon as you unlock Animus EXP, this is a pretty safe background farm. Like the drops in here are pretty good. Like let's say you're clearing this one, you're getting some purple and blue EXP drops. You might actually get lucky, get some shadow print drops in here. This is a perfectly fine thing to have going on your background farm. And while you're background farming, it's a great idea to hop into like shell drops and come in here and fight some of these bosses. You absolutely can have background farm running, and it'll be a little circle in the top right of your screen that just says it's going, and then come in here and work on some Jocks hard clears or something like that. Or this is a great time to be manualing Terramaton or Doki Doki, just trying to like push through to the next tier, because I wouldn't recommend wasting a bunch of background farm runs on like normal 2 Doki Doki unless you just have to for some reason. But these are great things to come in, manual them once to get them done while your background farm is running, collecting that character EXP, and then before you know it, you're going to be account level 10. You can jump right back to the story. When you jump back to the story, back to the main quest, you'll now be able to, at this point, you will need to hit account level 13 to open up chapter 6. But by clearing chapter 5, you will have hooked yourself up because you have opened up the prowess farming area. Prowess farming is right here. It's the last thing on this top row in the challenges. This is where you farm for character EXP upgrade mats, and there's a ton of first time clears in here. Every one of these 5 rooms has 3 levels that you can immediately do, and then you'll just keep unlocking more levels for each one. I will say eventually some of these rooms become kind of hard, but on day 1 you're just going to use whatever your main team is, come in there and just stomp stuff, like just run it over. So it's a great time to again have that background Animus EXP farming, or have some background GP outpost EXP farming now for whatever character you're kind of focusing on leveling up first. And I'll end this video with some more specific tips in that regard. But when you're pushing towards account level 13 to open chapter 6, be manually clearing GP outposts while background farming either Animus EXP or a GP outpost that you are, maybe like you clear one element first so you can begin background farming that. Okay, at this point, you've already energy refreshed a couple of times. You're getting towards the end of day 1. This is the point where I want to just focus in your farming a little bit. If you are ready, this is a great time to begin doing a little bit of module farming in like a Doki Doki hard level to start maybe catching yourself some of these yellow speed gear drops. If you find yourself wanting to get faster, farming Doki Doki hard, like hard 2, for example, is a great place to be. If you need gear for your DPS characters, you could come into Terramaton and you could find yourself farming a hard level in here for some onslaught gear. Those are your main 2 gear sets that you should be focused on farming day 1, but this isn't a video talking about character builds and stuff like that. Just know Onslaught is a very great generic damage dealing gear, and like every other character in the game is going to want speed. Like this Swift Rush set from Doki Doki is the prize. Like this is one of the reasons people are like select summoning real Mocha even if they don't like little lolly girls in their game, because she's so good at just farming Doki Doki. So this is a fine fight to be background farming. Alternatively, if you find yourself really weak in the shell area, there are some really good shells that you have access to early on in the game. For example, Jocks Hard drops Agent Lizard. And I believe you have access to Jock Hard on day 1. I think it might be account level 10. I didn't write this one down. I probably should have. But if you want to background farm this a little bit to get yourself some Agent Lizards, get those to like level 20, something like that, that's a great place to be. Shadowrunner Hard has access to Unbridled Science, and this is a super clutch one for all those support characters that you have looking for Swift Rush Matrix builds, because this guy gives you turn meter boost. So all your characters that don't care about attack, you will make a living with Unbridled Science for a long time in this game, and you'll push into Apate today, but Apate Hard is probably beyond day 1 farming. Budo Panda is a very good drop from there, but that's more for a different day. Now, speaking about like gear drops, say you are trying to level up your account a little bit. You're like, man, I can't quite push to where I want to be at the end of day 1. If you're farming modules, right, and you find yourself needing to level some of them up, with this yellow and purple tier, I would be very cautious of going beyond like level 9 on purple, and I would only take a yellow piece past level 9 if it was like perfect. So don't over level this gear that drops on the early days. But with a game like Etheria Restart, you really do have to be constantly leveling up your shells, leveling up your gear, getting better stuff to keep clearing more missions. Now, another big thing you're going to want to do on day 1 is PvP. And by clearing chapter 6, you will have unlocked PvP. Look, this isn't a PvP guide video, but the arena realms are so worth doing. Make sure you are using however many tickets you get. I think you get 10 on day 1 or 5. You get 10 or 5. I don't know. Might have like regenerated over time. Do them all. Do them all. The shops for these fights are just full of really good stuff. So do the like versus AI PvP, which is the first one. Do the Summit Arena, which is the real time like PvP with drafting. Even if you're in there just getting stomped, like you will find a place where you kind of exist and you can get some wins. And it's just worth stacking up these emblems as fast as you can. So don't skip PvP on day 1, but you got to clear chapter 6 to get there. And that's another reason you want to be boosting your account with those energy refreshes, because if you're not clearing chapter 6 on day 1, other people are already farming this PvP and you're not, and you're just getting more and more behind. This just is a game where the first 4 or 5 days till about account level 35 or 40, you want to be max refreshing your energy. I will throw a caveat in there real quick just as a bonus tip. You might consider saving your energy shots until we have a double EXP farming day or a double module drop farming day, so you could get a little more value out of them, but burn these every day till your account level 35 or 40. Okay. Now I'm going to throw a graphic up on the screen really quick. This is a whole nother video that I've made about day 1 characters to build. This graphic just has like what I call the must build characters for the different boss fights in this game. And it has categories that you're going to want to build one of each character from. If you want to watch that whole video, I will link it in the description here. I highly recommend it. Like, I'm not tooting my own horn here, but it's a really, really good day 1 who to level up video. But these are the characters that you'll need to kind of have to build teams around to push through the content in this game, or at least those are my recommendations. And guys, with that is my day 1 guide video in a nutshell. So push the story, get all your first time clears done, get to where you can farm Doki Doki and Terramaton on hard difficulties to start getting some modules that you can power up going into day 2. Make sure you don't skip arena, and I recommended some shells you can also farm, and you can do those farms on manual while your background farm is running on like character EXP or, you know, prowess materials to level up some skills for characters. Maybe one last thing I'll throw in here real quick is if you're leveling up, if you don't know what skills to level up on characters, this is worthy of a huge whole video by itself, but Leon's a fairly safe one to invest some things into. And if you're investing into Leon, her skill 3 is fantastic. It's her main skill and it gives speed at the end of it. Like any of these past skill level ups that give speed are just more valuable than the ones that don't, in my opinion. So you can level up her, and then when you're looking at leveling up, you know, maybe one of your really clutch SR characters, maybe like a Marvel or a Gray, just go through here, be like with Gray, obviously his most important move is his skill 3. It also gives speed and it gets better as you level it, so you could look at those 2 places for some early day 1 places to farm some prowess material. All right, y'all, that's it for this video. If you're watching this, there's a good chance the game is either out or almost out. So have fun with your playthrough, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.